I have my pyramid here. This is my good girl pyramid here. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. You guys tell me, okay?
The good girl pyramid.
The good girl pyramid, okay? So this is what I feel like. This is what I say here. This is the good girl pyramid. So if you want to have a good girlfriend, right? The basis of it all, and this is my opinion, right? The basis is integrity, okay? Is she a liar? Is she sneaky? Is she, is she treacherous, right? You can't build a good girl if the core isn't good. If she's a liar, if she's a cheater, if she's doing things dishonest all the time, if she has no integrity, there is no base, right? The second layer up is loves me. Okay, she has to have integrity. Second most important thing is she has to love me, right? This is what makes a good girlfriend. If she doesn't love me, then what the fuck are you doing with me, right? I need you to love me. I need you to be enamored in me, right? And it needs to be in the foundations of your integrity. And then number 3 is acts of service, right? Cooking, cleaning, helping the house around. Aaron's woman does his taxes. The more useful you are,
God bless America.
Yeah, the more I'm going to value you. Like, you can't just bring your pussy to the table and dirty my house and think I'm going to fall in love with you. Like, you've got to bring more to the table than that. So I think yourself. Yeah, so I think integrity, loving you, and then acts of service. What do you guys think of this? And
this is too complicated for women to understand. What could you simplify it a little bit?
It sounds like you need a mother. Are you looking for a mommy?
Who hurt you, John?
Acts of service.
Good
clean your own room. Yeah.
This is gonna go viral right here. LD good girl pyramid.
See, but I'll tell you, John, what this really shows you is this is kind of like, be thin, be nice, do, blah, blah, blah. It's very simple. Make a chocolate sundae. But this goes back to what I was saying. Anyone could follow this is common sense. Anyone could follow this instructions. I think most gals have been so propagandized and misinformed and misled that this is antagonistic. This is adversarial. This is demeaning. And so I don't think the formula on how to make a chocolate sundae is not that hard. It's how dare you make a chocolate sundae. Yeah. So I think that's the largest hurdle that ladies are going to have to providing this.
The biggest piece of self improvement advice is the simplest, and it's also the most offensive. Like, girls will say, like, well, how do I be a girl with like integrity? By being one. Don't lie. Don't be a cheater.
Don't cheat. Don't steal.
Yeah, don't be a dirtbag. How do I fucking love my boyfriend? Love him. It's just that fucking simple. Love the guy. Be nice. Shut up. Don't talk about you so much. Like, take 17 seconds out of your moments and just not talk about you and how everything affects you. And then acts of service. Bro, I'll tell you this. A lazy woman is not one that's going to be around for long. I cannot.
It's an anchor, man. I'll tell you. I've had, my marriage. That was a big problem. It was like she turned out to be dead weight.
Yep. Liability.
She wasn't carrying her load. So I'm trying to take care of kids and do my career and freaking handle stuff that she should be handling. It's stuff that drags you down so fast. It'll wear you out.
Yeah, you can't be having no lazy bitch around. Hat and Clogs, $43.334, $50 super chat.
Oh my God.
Please help Cappy.
You know what? He does that. He'll give me a $2 super chat donation, and then when like Chad's on or you guys, he gives $50. You dick. You dick.
Hey, my show's tomorrow. Come on over. You can talk about Cappy all you want.
He's a good guy. We met in Vegas. He's a good kid.
Yeah. I was just going to say is I think one of the major hurdles, I think like women have, this is like what
is this too hard for them, Rolo?
No, what I was gonna say is like Aaron's like, common sense. Like it's so rare today. Like you can commodify it, right? I mean, this should be like, preschool level, brainless, relationship 101. But the biggest hurdle is like if you showed this to like 90% of women, they go, "Well, you're threatened by a strong, independent woman, a woman who's got powerful woman, blah blah blah." And then it would be like, oh, so you want integrity, loves me, and acts of service. So you want a mom. You want somebody to do your laundry. You want somebody to do, to mother you, essentially. And the reason why you get that as sort of this reflex response from women is because they don't see you as better than themselves. They don't see, like, I've talked about this in like several different books. It's the hypergamous filter, right? It's the hypergamous doubt, which is he the best I can do?
Yep.
And if that answer is no, or if she's on the fence about that, if she sees something like this and she says, why would I want to be doing all this stuff for you? Because you're not worth having integrity for, loving you, or submitting to any kind of acts of service, because you ain't all that, right? If this was like common sense, that the first reflex would be like, yes, of course, right? But it's always for the guy who is the apex fallacy height of that 4.5% of guys, right? The guys that are worth having integrity for, the guys who are worth loving, the guys who are worth abasing themselves in this feminine primary social order to perform acts of service in the first place. That might be different in Japan, John, but like in other westernized countries, remember that the social, like the social strata is different. So women believe that this right here is what men ought to come to the table with for women, not the other way around, because they have the magic cooter. And that's the Brittany Venti. Well, what can you get outside of marriage? You can't get inside marriage. Well, this pussy right here, this pussy right here, right? And so all of this right here is thrown out the window because pussy. Here's the pussy, and this is the way. And that's the difference between those two. But they don't see themselves like this. I'm sure women would probably love to have integrity for, love, and perform acts of service and appreciation and everything else for a guy who is a quote unquote high value guy, alpha male guy who is the guy that other men want to be and other women want to bang. And that will change that chick. You know how we always say, like, if you lay down the dick enough, that even the most ardent feminist will turn into a housewife, right? If her situation changes, if the environment changes, if she meets the right guy, it's like Eva Mendes meets Ryan Gosling, right? She didn't want kids before that. She meets Ryan Gosling and she says, I want his babies. I want to have his kids. He's the guy who's worth integrity, love, acts of service for. And unless they get that, and again, because we live in this really attention deficit disorder society where women are spoiled for choice on every day they go on social media, every day they turn on that cell phone, they think they have more choice. And the guy that's worth doing this is not forthcoming. So if you're not getting this in your relationship, gentlemen, if you're in on the LTR right now, if you have a girlfriend and you say, she doesn't have much integrity, I don't know if I can trust her. She really kind of doesn't. She questionably loves me, and she sure as hell isn't doing any acts of service. It's probably because she says, you know what? He's not the best I can do. She can't answer that hypergamous doubt.
Yep, 100%.
That's
there's the thing that Ryan Stone says that I really like. I don't know if I'm using it right, but he says the relationship is up to the girlfriend. And that makes complete and total sense to me. The way that I'm looking at it, it's like if she's not doing the work to be the girlfriend, then there's no relationship at all. If she's not displaying integrity, if she doesn't love me, she's not doing acts of service, like that's a big sign that this is not somebody who's into me. It's not somebody who's going to continue to be there to support my vision. Like, I'm on a path. I have things I'm working on. You're either getting on the trailer and you're hopping on and you're coming along with me and you're helping me on the way, or you're off or you're gone. And I think this is a good chart for seeing that. If you don't see this early on in a girl, if you're sitting at your first date at the dinner table and she's lying to somebody on the phone about what she's doing and where she's at, it's probably a bad sign.
Well, is it just that guys are too desperate to be in relationships or to find girlfriends and things? Because increasingly I'm getting to the point now of realizing relationships are actually a lot of hassle. Really, it's a lot of work. You've got to there's a lot of energy that you've got to be in the presence of someone else's energy. They can drain your energy. Your freedom is somewhat compromised. There's all of these things that you have to not put up with, but as part and parcel of being in a relationship. So for me, it now becomes
like
more.
In a good relationship, though, it should get easier.
Yeah.
Well, no, exactly, but now for me, it becomes more like, well, I'm just not going to compromise myself and have to. Do
so
all
the
that
Aaron
stuff.
Carter gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, be sure to take a screenshot of this because I'm going to take this off the screen. This is gold, by the way, you guys.
Can you sign me a copy there, John? That'd be awesome.
Make that an NFT.
I'm going to make it an NFT and send it to Cappy and watch him die trying to figure it out.